Most friendships don't end with a fight. They just slowly disappears. You stop texting first, you stop planning, you stop checking in, and suddenly something feels different. No drama, no closure, just distance.
Today we'll be talking about why friendships fade and why psychology might have to say about it. And I'm curious.
So let's jump in.
The unwritten expectations.
Do we expect our friends to just know what we need?
Like loyalty without saying it?
Or availability without asking? Have you ever been disappointed by a friend without ever telling them why? Should friends automatically understand our emotional needs?
No.
How come?
It's a friend. I mean, you can't expect people to read your mind. Sure, if you've been friends for a long time, some people notice when it feels off. But then again, you can't presume and expect that people will understand what you're thinking unless you actually communicate. It just feels one-sided and like, you should understand how I feel. No, I don't. Unless you actually speak. Sure, you can feel when something is wrong, but you can't expect people to read your minds unless you're open and communicate. It all comes down to communication, my opinion. But then, can you outgrow someone? You get into a relationship, you have children, that cool party dude, friend that you had earlier, that you used to just go out, have a pint or do some crazy shit with, doesn't work anymore. You have to actually engage with your family now, and you have other obligations. So yeah, you can outgrow some people.
I think that's true. People change because the priorities changes. But at the same time, if I feel stuck in a relationship, it's like you said, if I'm still in that phase where I'm still out partying, when I know people around me are getting families, it's somewhere I have to take responsibility for my choices and actions as well. You know what I mean? If the relationship are based on good communication,
Yeah.
that won't be a problem if you don't do the same things.
So
but if it's just based on partying, it sounds very superficial.
Yeah,
you know
because
what I mean?
it was my gamer friend, it was my party friend,
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
my going out friend that, if I'm going out I need to call Christian.
But was he my true friend?
Yeah, then it's not real there.
Real friends, but they were just...
Temporary friends in that
Yeah.
chapter of your life. But when does loyalty become self-betrayal? Even thought, he keeps doing the same mistakes.
When you don't actually come to the conclusion that maybe this friend wasn't a true friend or anyone long-lasting, you know what I mean?
You think you're helping a friend and you're giving and giving
Exactly.
and giving and giving, and the person doesn't want to just get this shit together. I'm giving so much energy to this person, but yet he doesn't want to change, and it takes too much effort, and then he or she expects that you were there all the time, just to give, and in the end you have nothing else to give, and it just takes more energy than you have.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, like that.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe it is. Maybe when you lose yourself because you give everything to another person who doesn't give anything back to you.
I had a friend, he was genuinely my best friend, and everything was okay, I thought but he had another friend group that I never met. They did activities, I'm like, dude, your friends should be my friends, I don't see why we can't hang out. I was like, but they're different, it wouldn't work out. I'm like, what does that mean? And then I give so much time and effort just to not get anything back. Even thought why do you have a secret friend group? He literally lived at my place. And it feels why? Sooner or later, just doesn't work. It's just one-sided, it felt and then I was no.
Sometimes you feel you, from your perspective, you're so close to a person, but then you realize that you're not as special to that person. Like with my friend I had known for a lot of years, and I thought we were really close, but then when things happened in my life and I needed emotional support or just support from a friend, he wasn't there. that's when I realized like maybe I always thought that he was so important to me and vice versa, when actually I didn't mean so much to him.
No, and this is the person that I went to his father's funeral. I carried his father's casket. He literally lived in my house for years just to keep me from a distance from other people. It was such a weird thing, and this best friend of mine did some very odd things, and I have so many more stories from him. So,
like being generous, for example, or being a person that wants to be there truly for friends and family, but then you hit those roads that takes you completely different because people have shown themselves being so far away from how you are. I mean, at least the good thing about it is that you come to that realization.
Yeah, but
better late
too
than
late.
never. But so maybe friends don't fail because expectations exist.
Maybe they fade because those expectations never clarified.
And when nothing gets clarified, silence starts to feel personal. Distance versus rejection. When someone creates distance, our brain doesn't like uncertainty. Is silence rejection or assumption?
You go try to give them explanation, you go on a rant, and you're just hit with silence when you're like, I'm asking you a question, okay, please give something back to me, and you don't know. And you can like, if they actually have eye contact and give you that silence, is either they're thinking or pondering. That is my experience.
I think it's both. I mean, you can use silence as a tool to show your disapproval of something, or if you're not agreeing with someone, you can use silence. Silence can lead to a lot of assumptions. Like, for example, if you don't know the person and the person is silent when you say something.
It feels either, oh, this person is listening to me, or the person that's already, checked out long enough.
So maybe friendships fade when silence gets interpreted and when we assume intent instead of asking for context.
What keeps friendships alive?
Maybe friendship isn't simple. Maybe it works when two things exist: clear expectations and the courage to communicate.
Because sometimes friendships don't fade from conflict.
They fade from silence. So if you have any suggestions on subjects you guys want us to talk about, let us know in the comment.
Yeah. Or if you had friendships that ended abruptly from nowhere, or if you think that friendship, understand why are we ending this segue in this way? Just to see what happens.